joined Sons of the American Revolution. I finally was able to find a Revolutionary War ancestor, and so I joined them, and then they were tied in with the various Sons of American Revolutions chapter, one of which was the one over in Sylvania. And that got me involved in the Brier Creek Revolutionary War Battlefield Association, which had already been formed. So one of the things which you need to be aware of is the Battle of Brier Creek. It's located on the Tuckahoe Wildlife Management area. And it is a relatively pristine site. And there are not a lot of historical sites, American Civil War or Revolutionary War, that are pristine. Most places have been built over, developed, and so forth.
The road to Brier Creek's battlefield begins at Brannan's Bridge Road, where the Georgia Historical Commission erected a sign for the Battle of Brier Creek, located in Sylvania, Georgia, in Scriven County. Almost 1 mile from the road, visitors will arrive at the Brier Creek Memorial. This location is the focal point for the annual Educational Day and Commemoration event every March when the battle occurred. The Educational Day encourages the public to visit the battlefield to learn about the history of the Battle of Brier Creek, the Revolutionary period, artifacts, weapons, clothes, and many other aspects of the American Revolution.
On the Friday before, we have what we call Education Day. And so what we do is we try to get school children or the public to come out and visit, and we have various stations set up, and we make sure that we've got the grass cut and so forth. In fact, we take care of the memorial that's there. So one of the things that I do is I'm there and I give a short history of the battle, and of course sometimes it's to 4th graders or 5th graders or 6th graders, so I kind of have to adjust my talk to that level. Then we have other people fire their flintlock muskets who they got some artillery they'll fire. People are always attracted to that. And then we have people who are dressed in military uniforms, both continental uniforms, British uniforms, militia troops. We have tables set up where people have artifacts and exhibits of 18th century life. So that's why we call it Education Day. It's very hard. Frankly, it's been difficult to get as many schools to participate as we'd like. But again, the last several years with COVID, all of the field trips, they weren't doing field trips. And a lot of schools had really tight budget situations. But we keep banging away at it, and we hope that eventually that will happen. More and more, yeah. We really wanted to make the site more amenable to public visitation and make the site more known to the public as a whole, and to try to maybe lessen the hunting pressure on that portion of Tuckahoe Wildlife Management area, which is not, the battlefield site is just a small portion of it. It's where maybe we can develop the trail system, maybe we can put more signage up and make it more of a more than just a hunting area, but a recreational area where people can walk or bike or and look at the flora and fauna, and yet also look at the cultural aspects, the history. So one of the things that's important, I think, is it is an illustration that the American Revolution was as much a civil war as anything else, because on both sides of that battle were Americans. The British had the 71st Infantry Regiment, which was a British unit, but the rest of the soldiers in the attack column were Americans. They were Tories. They supported the Crown. It illustrates the fact that in the American Revolution, and you would find that in New England, you would found it in the North, the Middle Colonies, or whatever, Americans fought Americans. And so the American public really was somewhat divided. Another significance is that it kind of put Charlestown in peril. That then the next British move was going to be to move into South Carolina and try to take Charlestown, which they eventually did. Another significance is there are not very many undeveloped Revolutionary War sites in Georgia or in the United States. And Brier Creek area was only farmed later. It was in private hands later, and then it became a wildlife management area. So it's basically undeveloped land. There's no houses or anything on it or anything like that anymore. So I think there's a number of reasons why the Patriot disaster at Brier Creek holds a lot of significance for us. What most people know, if they're familiar with it, it was a terrible Patriot defeat. And one of the reasons I think why it's kind of been forgotten, so to speak, is it was a defeat. You know, it's not a heroic action where the Patriots defeated the bloody British at the Battle of New Orleans. But the more I've learned about Brier Creek, the more important and significant I think it is. Defeats can be significant too.